That is John Lynch, I think, kind of washing his hands of this decision for good or for bad. What it is, John Lynch to me had the most interesting and telling moment there, and it was what we just played, which was him saying, hey, Kyle's going to pick the quarterback. And if you're a Niners fan, it's going to make you a little anxious because back in 2017, when they could have drafted Mahomes or could have drafted Watson, Peter King was in the draft room and reported right after that draft there was one quarterback in the entire draft class Kyle Shanahan liked, C.J. Beathard, which is why a guy who people thought was going to go in the 7th round went in the 3rd round because Kyle Shanahan liked him. So where I have changed a bit is this, Brandon. I do think now it's Mac Jones because I think Kyle Shanahan, it's his call, it's his pick. I think that's his guy, and we will see if it works out. But they might feel good about 5 quarterbacks, Brandon, but they know who the quarterback is, and it's going to be Kyle Shanahan's decision. I think we learned that yesterday.
All right, so you can just hear Nick there ripping Kyle Shanahan, pointing out that, hey, he had the chance to draft Patrick Mahomes, and he thought C.J. Beathard was going to be, an elite quarterback, right, or the person that should be drafted. So we know C.J. Beathard was a bust. There's also the whole Trey Lance debacle, right? So, Niners gave up a ton to get Trey Lance, and he just ended up being another bust. So, there's definitely some mistakes there with Kyle Shanahan when it comes to him picking quarterbacks, and that's one issue with Kyle, right? But I want to speak about this most recent game and some of his play calling. Very early on in this game, I just kind of saw that, man, I don't know, does Kyle want to win this game? Like, what is he doing? It was very early, right? The Niners get the ball. They can't score. They punt it away. Defense gets a nice stop. They get the ball back. They put a drive together. We're trying to get in the end zone, right, and get 6 points, and it's a 3rd down and 6. So, it's 3rd and long. You've got to throw the ball, right? You got to throw the ball unless you have some amazing running back that is going to get 6 yards. And, the Niners really haven't had that this year. The closest thing to it would have been Jordan Mason. He's not there anymore. McCaffrey's not there. And even when McCaffrey was in, right, you can't expect him to go out on 3rd and 6 and pick up a 1st down. So it's 3rd and long. You got to pass the ball, right? And Kyle Shanahan decides to give the ball to Deebo Samuel on 3rd and 6 instead of pass the ball. And Deebo has been terrible this year. So kind of when I saw that play call, I just thought right there, Shanahan is not calling this game aggressively enough to be able to win this game. We can't be out here kicking field goals. If you're the Niners, you can't be out there playing soccer and kicking field goals. You got to get the ball in the end zone. We know this team has struggled massively, right, with red zone efficiency this year. We need 6. The Niners need 6 points. And I just saw right early on in the game that it's like, man, Kyle is just, I don't know what he's doing. But, he does that 3rd and 6 call, run the ball to Deebo. Deebo only gets 2 yards. Deebo was terrible in this game. He had a decent, I think, kick return at the end there. But when you look at receiving in this game and running the ball, Deebo was terrible. So kind of right there, I just saw that, Kyle's doing his thing again. Terrible play calling. Not really putting his team in a position to win. Now, I know the Niners had a lot of problems, right? It was just not only the play calling of Kyle Shanahan, but that was one of many things that was just glaring in this game as to why the 49ers lost it. Deebo dropping the touchdown, Brock Purdy throwing the ball to Juwan Jennings in double coverage. There's a lot of bad things that happened offensively for the 49ers, but I just want to call out specifically Kyle Shanahan, and some of his play calls just leave you scratching your head, and you're just like, what in the world is this guy thinking? What is this play call? Deebo has been terrible. Throw the ball. It's 3rd and long. So, I don't know. When I saw that, I just immediately thought, Kyle's going to jack this game up. If we have a chance to win this thing with these types of play calls, Kyle's going to lose us this game, but he was just one of many reasons the 49ers lost this game. But I want to know what you think about it in the comments section. When this play happened, when Kyle called this run for Deebo on 3rd and 6, did you think the same thing that, boy, what a terrible play call this was? So let me know what you think about it in the comments section. I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this, and I will talk to you soon.